Hello, I'm going to do a swordfish finalist today, and it's called Sicilian-Style Swordfish, and it's by Cucinetta NYC, and who went to Sicily and had this great dish with, it has capers and olives and sun-dried tomatoes in it, and she recreated it at home. So I'm going to start by slicing some onions. This is super simple. Just want to slice them as thinly as possible. The other prep work is equally simple. So here's some nice sun-dried tomatoes, which you may not have seen since 1982. You don't want to slice them too thin. You want kind of nice pulpy pieces in the finished dish. Aren't they pretty? Put them back in their bowl. You can do this right on the same countertop because they're all going to get melded together in the sauce. And these are nice plump capers, so you just want to break them down a little bit. And then some nice oil-cured black olives. Then we are going to head over to the stove. All right, so I'm just heating a pan. I'm using nonstick because I figure it's fish. I don't really want to deal with sticking fish flesh. So I'm adding some oil. Cucinetta NYC is very parsimonious with the oil, I would say. You don't have to add more, but if you're nervous that everything's going to stick, go crazy. Putting some onion in there and garlic. If you're nervous about the garlic burning, add it a little bit later. And essentially what you want to do is just have these soften and get a little bit of color on the edges. All right, so here comes the cool part of the sauce. So you've spent about 3 minutes cooking the onion and garlic, and then you shut off the heat, and you add red pepper flakes, and your chopped sun-dried tomatoes, and your capers, and your olives. And then you add a splash of wine. It's a 1/4 cup. Well, it's more than a splash. It's a very healthy splash, 1/4 cup. Mix it around. Just enough to sort of begin cooking off the wine, but not for all of it to cook down. And that's your sauce. So you set it aside. Don't worry about keeping it warm because you're going to cook this fish steaks in like 2 seconds. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to the pan, just enough to coat the base. That was probably too much. Turn the heat back on, medium-high. Pan's still hot, so you can get the fish in there pretty soon after. I'm just going to use the fish to actually spread the oil around. So you cook it on one side. Well, that's fun. There's no pepper in the, sorry. We're not going to put pepper on because there's no pepper in the pepper mill. So while it's frying, you fill up your pepper mill, and in a panic, there we go, now we're talking. So I think that's ready to go. And then, well, I didn't season these earlier, so I'm going to season them now. And then you put on the lid and let them finish cooking for a couple of minutes. Okay, these guys are done. I'm going to turn off the heat. And then I'm going to plate it up. So all you do is lay it in the center of a plate, and then reach over here and get a spoon. Then you have this nice lovely sauce here, which actually gets better sitting for a little bit. Get a little bit of the juices. And then, this is a really nice touch. You tear some fresh basil over top. Not too much, just a little spark of extra flavor. Yum. Delicious. You know, swordfish is like a meaty, kind of rich fish, and it's nice to have the brine of the olives and capers. So thanks very much, Cucinetta NYC. Great recipe.